One thing that one needs to worry about when one gets to be my age is something called age-related memory loss. I do certain things that I think will help my brain. A good diet and good health.
Dr. Eric R. Kandel is an Austrian-American neuroscientist and psychiatrist, best known for explaining how learning and memory work at the molecular and cellular level. He won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 2000s, shared with Arvid Carlsson and Paul Greengard. We'll connect the science to everyday foods that help nourish these brain pathways, showing how keeping your mind active may be one of the most powerful ways to stay biologically young. Along the way, you'll hear Dr. Eric Kandel himself share a surprisingly simple daily habit that strongly protects memory. Together, this research reveals a powerful truth. Staying mentally sharp isn't just good for your brain, it may be one of the most effective ways to stay young at the cellular level. Let's start with a simple daily habit that strongly protects memory.
I do certain things that I think will help my brain. For example, I'm maturing, and one thing that one needs to worry about when one gets to be my age is something called age-related memory loss. There's Alzheimer's disease, but in addition, a more common disorder is age-related memory loss. As people age, their memory weakens. And I have reason to believe that we can overcome that by walking. Bone is an endocrine gland. It releases a hormone called osteocalcin. And I found in experimental animals that osteocalcin overcomes age-related memory loss. So I'm now substituting walking for short drives. I try to walk about 2 to 3 miles a day. When you walk, you exercise your bones. Your bones are an endocrine gland. They're not just an architecture for movement, but they release a hormone, probably several, but one important one is called osteocalcin. And osteocalcin acts on memory. It enhances memory, and it's particularly effective for age-related memory loss. So walking is very good for overcoming age-related memory loss. And one of the reasons that exercise is important is because exercise builds up bone mass. This is particularly important in women, where bone mass tends to decrease more dramatically than in men, but it's important for everybody. So when you exercise, you increase your bone mass, you increase osteocalcin, and you improve age-related memory.
As we get older, many people worry about memory problems. There is Alzheimer's disease, which most people have heard of, but there is also something much more common called age-related memory loss. This is the slower, everyday forgetfulness that often comes with aging, misplacing keys, forgetting names, or needing more time to remember things. Dr. Eric Kandel explains that this kind of memory loss may not be unavoidable. One of the simplest ways to protect memory is walking. Most people think of bones as just the hard frame that helps us move, but science has discovered that bones are actually active organs. When you walk or exercise, your bones release helpful chemicals into the bloodstream. One of these is a hormone called osteocalcin. You don't need to remember the name, just know what it does. Osteocalcin travels from the bones to the brain, where it supports memory and learning, especially the kind of memory that weakens with age. In research studies, this hormone helped reverse age-related memory decline. That's why regular walking is so powerful. When you walk, your bones are gently stressed in a healthy way. Bone strength improves. More osteocalcin is released. The brain receives a natural memory boost. Dr. Kandel himself puts this into practice by choosing walking over short car trips. He aims to walk about 2 to 3 miles a day, not as intense exercise, but as a daily habit. Exercise is especially important for women because bone mass tends to decrease faster with age, but it benefits everyone. In simple terms, strong bones help support a strong memory. So something as gentle and natural as daily walking doesn't just help your common heart or muscles. It may be one of the easiest and most effective ways to keep your brain sharp as you age. Now, let's get into diet. Producing osteocalcin doesn't just depend on movement, nutrition, matters too. Certain foods help this bone-to-brain signal work properly. One of the most important nutrients is vitamin K, which activates osteocalcin so it can do its job. Leafy green vegetables like spinach and kale provide vitamin K1, while fermented foods and some cheeses contain vitamin K2, a form that's especially helpful for bone signaling. Dr. Eric Kandel's research showed that learning doesn't happen in one special memory center of the brain. Instead, memory lives in the connections between brain cells. Every time you learn something new, these connections either grow stronger, weaken, or reorganize themselves. These tiny connection points are called synapses, and they are what allow the brain to stay flexible and sharp. As we get older, the biggest problem is not losing brain cells. Most people keep the majority of their brain cells for life. The real issue is that the brain slowly loses its ability to adapt and change. When this flexibility fades, learning becomes harder, memory slows down, and mental aging speeds up. What many people don't realize is that modern diets quietly make this worse. Highly processed foods and sugary diets cause repeated spikes in blood sugar. Over time, this creates stress and inflammation in the brain. That stress interferes with the brain's communication system, making it harder for connections to strengthen and adjust. Poor quality fats and refined carbohydrates also lower levels of a natural brain-supporting substance that helps grow and maintain these connections. Instead of helping the brain stay adaptable, these foods slowly push it towards stiffness and decline. The good news is that food can work the other way too. Eggs are one example. They provide choline, a nutrient the brain needs to produce chemicals involved in attention and memory. Choline also supports the structure of brain cell membranes, helping them communicate more efficiently. Berries support brain health in a different way. They are rich in natural compounds that help protect brain cells from damage and support learning signals. Studies in both animals and humans have linked regular berry consumption with better memory and learning as people get older. Fatty fish such as sardines and salmon offer another layer of support. They supply omega-3 fats that form an important part of brain cell membranes. These fats help keep brain cells flexible, allowing messages to move smoothly from one cell to another. Diets rich in these fats are consistently linked with better memory and slower cognitive decline. Protein is also important because osteocalcin itself is a protein made by bone cells. Without enough protein, the body simply can't produce it efficiently. Vitamin D plays another key role. Foods like eggs and fatty fish help support healthy bone metabolism, allowing bones to communicate more effectively with the brain as we get older. Together, movement and the right foods help keep this powerful bone-brain connection strong. If you found this helpful, support your brain by supporting this channel. Like the video, subscribe, and share it with someone who wants to stay sharp as they age.